Do you wake up worrying about your cholesterol? Are you constantly checking your blood pressure? Or perhaps you're familiar with that unsettling flutter of a palpitation or arrhythmia? Hey, you're not alone. So many of us are living with heart health conditions, feeling frustrated, and just managing symptoms. Hey, this is Dr. Ernst, host of the AskDrErnst Show, and I'm here to share with you there is a better way, a path to truly understanding and healing your heart rather than just medicating it. I believe you deserve to feel empowered about your heart health, and I've seen how uncovering the root causes can transform lives. Join me on Saturday, June 21st at 10 a.m. for Heart Heal Thyself, a free online masterclass. I'll reveal the top 3 hidden causes of heart disease and show you how you can test for them and even give you steps to reduce their impact so you can begin to heal yourself. If you're ready for a real change, Heart Heal Thyself masterclass, Saturday, June 21st at 10 a.m. To register, text the word HEART along with your name and email to 704-906-2094. That's HEART, name and email, 704-906-2094.
Beyond wine, we really care about health, the health of the planet and the health of each other. That's what inspired us to start this business. Our family of team members meets every morning for a group meditation, followed by an open gratitude session. We believe a sound mind with a focus on peace is the best instrument for change. Joint meditation is the cornerstone of our company culture, and it helps us remember what's important, spreading joy and love, just like our family growers. Our family is a collection of passionate, health-conscious individuals who love to laugh and enjoy each other's company. We eat seasonally, grow our own vegetables, cook together, and share wine. Our team is incredibly dedicated to our mission. Everything from sourcing the wines to answering service questions. Your natural wines were found and sourced around the world by our wine team. They taste every one, oversee their lab testing, and choose exactly which ones go in which box. If you order, your individual box will be packed by our incredibly hardworking fulfillment team. If you have any questions, your service requests will be handled by a wonderfully loving member experience family who only have one goal in mind, your 100% happiness. This video is put together by our talented media team, filmed and edited in-house, just like the rest of our artful media. From our unique creations to our printed lifestyle piece called A Matter of Taste. We put love into everything we do, and we hope to share it with you.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Cellular Sleep Recovery. Our Cellular Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Cellular technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Cellular infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Cellular. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Cellular has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Get into bed to experience our smooth Cellular Egyptian cotton blend sheets. Protect your mattress against the sands of time with our Cellular mattress protectors. With our pillow protectors, you get the benefits of our recovery therapy. Explore new places and feel well rested throughout your journeys. Discover luxurious support that allows you to sleep in almost any position. Neck blankets are small and compact. You can bring them with you just about anywhere. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Cellular Sleep Recovery products today. Cellular. Recycle your body's energy.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Hey, my name is Dr. Aaron Ernst, and as you know, this is a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems when you learn to become your own doctor. And talk about becoming your own doctor. This morning, Heart Disease Heal Thyself Masterclass. What an exceptional event. I pray that you did not miss this. If you've been a longtime listener, hopefully you registered, you got access, and you were online with me this morning at 10 a.m. Over 1,000 people learning how to lower blood pressure, reset cholesterol, get rid of fatty liver, triglycerides. We talked about how you can specifically reset an arrhythmia, a palpitation. So listen, if you are just now tuning in going, wait, you did an entire event on blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, how I could get rid of the medications for palpitations and arrhythmias, cholesterol and blood pressure? Yes, we did. And so you might be thinking, oh, it's too late, but ready for this? I'm going to give away today, right now, an instant access replay. You can watch it for the next 72 hours. You have 3 days to tune in, and then it goes offline. Just simply text the word HEART plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. If you do that today, we're going to send you the replay plus the ebook plus all the resources because we had so many people. My God, Dr. Ernst, this was incredible. Thank you. I've been struggling for years. I've been wondering if there was another way, and there is. I'm going to teach you in this replay the tests you need to get to make sure your heart is healthy, the steps you can implement at home for free, and the hidden root causes and the sources of how you can correct and reset cardiovascular function naturally. Again, the word heart plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'm doing it right now as we parlay into the next segment because I'm going to break down into diabetes. You know, we look at this condition that affects about 37 million Americans, silently marching its way into even more people. Millions upon millions of Americans today are pre-diabetic, even though they don't know it. And the challenge here is, I don't want you to think today is going to be the same conversation that you've always heard. Yes, diet is somewhat involved, but it's not the root cause. There are some genetic factors, but it's not the root cause. So I'm going to expose today the real causes of blood sugar dysregulation. And I promise you, it has very little to do with how many cookies or crackers or cakes you ate last night, or the fact that your mom and dad have diabetes, if they do. Now, we've been told for decades that diabetes is all about diet and genetics. And that's the result of too many sugars leading to too many carbs, leading to pancreatic burnout. And there's more powerful hidden factors behind the condition of diabetes than just you eat too much sugar or you have a bad gene. I'm going to discuss today the functional causes of diabetes. We'll call them the surprising causes of diabetes. These are the real drivers behind why your blood sugar is so out of control. And today we're going to not only reveal them, but we're going to give you actionable steps to fix each of these 5 functional causes. So in the first segment, now this part, I'm going to walk through the 5 shocking yet, ready for this, scientifically validated causes of diabetes that go way beyond just diet and your DNA. I'm talking about stress hormones. I'm talking about microbiome imbalances, leaky gut, environmental toxins, how your sleep actually directly affects your blood sugars, and even mitochondrial function and cellular energy. These aren't just theories, guys. They're published in medical literature. They're often radically different from the way most conventional physicians view diabetes. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to be able to solve and conquer. Watch your blood sugar start coming down drastically when you implement the segment 2, part 2, after the commercial break, of everything you need to do to turn that around. So for those of you who are tuning in, struggling with high blood sugar, maybe you've already been diagnosed type 2 diabetic, metformin, glucophage, Actos, or maybe you're using the newer synthetic peptides, the GLP-1 agonists, which are very dangerous. I want to speak directly to you. There is hope. There is a better way. And the best part is you yourself can actually take the control back. You don't have to rely on pills and injections for the rest of your life. You don't have to live in fear of complications. Diabetes is no laughing matter. Unfortunately, a lot of people just say, well, I'm a diabetic. I take my meds. I'm good. But elevations in sugars can lead to damage to proteins, red blood cells, tissues, nerves, and can have many complications. So you can actually heal yourself if we start to go down into the functional root causes. So in the second half of the show, as I mentioned, I'm going to take each of those 5 root causes and give you specific action steps that you can take to correct them. And when these surprising causes are addressed, guess what? I urge you to stay to the end of the show because I'm going to show you how you can drastically reduce your sugars in as little as 2 to 4 weeks. But right now, it's time for us to open our eyes and our minds and our hearts and go deep into the results of underlying functional mechanisms. Okay, we're not going to just manage our condition anymore. We're actually going to go deep enough to say, where is this coming from? Let's begin our exploration by one thing. I have what's called the Diabetes Heal Thyself ebook. It is yours absolutely free. Everything I'm going to talk about today, plus more, is found inside of this ebook. It's a complete guide. If you're someone who's sticking your fingers, you have elevated blood sugars, you've been told you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, and you're like, I've got to find a better way, the ebook has the resources for you. It's absolutely free. Simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. And because our master classes are now starting to fill up with thousands of people, I'm pre-launching the July Diabetes Heal Thyself Masterclass today. All you have to do is text the word diabetes and your name and email to 704-906-2094, Saturday, July 19th. Yes, I realize it's about a month away from today, but it's going to fill up quick. Get early bird access, download the ebook, implement the techniques, and perhaps you could be someone on the masterclass sharing how you've already dropped your sugars 40, 50, 60, 100 points, etc. That is Saturday, July 19th, 10 a.m. in the morning. Online, free, yours. Just simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Okay, so we have 5 surprising causes behind elevated blood sugars, A1C issues, etc. And the first is going to come as maybe a little bit of a shock because it's rarely discussed. Chronic stress and cortisol imbalance. Chronic unrelenting stress. Most people, in my opinion, just feel that stress is something they either deal with or they just ignore. You know, I feel it, I'm stressed. But when in the functional world, we know that stress is not just a feeling, it's an actual biochemical process. Stress physically triggers a cascade of hormone shifts, primarily through what's called your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, how your brain talks to your pituitary gland and how your pituitary gland tells your adrenal glands how to respond. This thing, if you will, known as the HPA axis, is becoming a very well-studied and documented effect in controlling diabetes. If you reset your HPA axis, your sugars can drop drastically. When cortisol is elevated day after day after day, it becomes one of the most potent blood sugar disruptors in your entire body. Cortisol stimulates insulin. Insulin at high rates can lead to a resistance and diabetes because it starts to break down the receptor. You would think high levels of insulin would mean low levels of sugar, but what we find is constant insulin spikes creates inflammation, which causes damage to the insulin receptor, and then the very hormone that's supposed to drive sugar down in the first place no longer works. Cortisol physically tells your liver to let go of stored sugar and push it back into the bloodstream. The reason for this is we need that quick sugar burst if we're in some sort of a stress response. And this is good if you're running away from a bear or a lion or whatever, but it's not good if you're just stuck in traffic or you're sitting down reading emails or you're working at home or you're going on a walk with your spouse. Chronically elevated cortisol increases blood glucose and creates insulin resistance, meaning your cells stop listening to insulin in the first place. It would be like knocking on a door when the house is empty, expecting the door to open. This is one of the key reasons why people who are often stressed out see high levels of fasting sugars, even if their diet is perfect. I want to make sure I hammer that. Studies show that cortisol not only raises glucose, but suppresses the pancreatic beta cell function, which is what you need to make insulin. In 2015, a study in the journal Diabetology, which is the study of diabetes, found that individuals with high levels of perceived stress, ready for this, 45% increased risk of developing diabetes. 45%, independent of how much they weighed or what their diet was. That's a powerful description of how cortisol can silently destroy your blood sugars. But remember, stress doesn't just stop with your hormones. It has to do with your sleep. It has to do with your gut. It has to do with your immune system. Stress raises sugars, which affects our sleep, and then that affects our cortisol, which then raises our sugars. So it's a catch-22 cycle. So in functional medicine, I want to be honest with you, we physically look at cortisol through urine tests to reveal how your body's fluctuating throughout the day. A lot of us have super high levels of cortisol in the morning, and we crash during the parts of the day in the afternoon. It's exactly the opposite of what we want. This alignment issue with cortisol is what plays a major role in why most diabetics feel so tired and they're gaining weight and they can't get their sugars under control despite diet or exercise. So I'm going to say this bluntly. You cannot reverse diabetes without addressing chronic stress and cortisol. You can eat all the kale you want all day long and take all the metformin in the world, but if your stress hormones are misfiring, your blood sugars will always be elevated. And that is the number one hidden cause of type 2 diabetes. Okay, number 2, gut dysbiosis, or what is known as leaky gut. We talk about this on almost every single major show because it is a core interference in all health issues. The condition known as the lining of your intestines and the bacterial relationships can actually cause insulin resistance. There are studies showing that if you have a leaky gut, your body starts to have lipopolysaccharides or bacterial toxins get out of the gut and into your bloodstream. And when this happens, it starts to trigger a full-blown immune response. Your immune system goes into attack mode. It creates an inflammation within your body and your receptors. And what they're now showing, documented in the journal Diabetes, is that if you can change the microbiome and seal your gut, you can see blood sugar levels start to stabilize. Part of the theory behind it is there may be now an autoimmune connection to type 2 diabetes. The receptor itself might be being attacked because of antibody and immune stimulation from a leaky gut. What's worse is that most diabetics often take medications that make the gut even worse. Metformin, glucophage, octose, all of these are known to stimulate an enhanced leak to the intestine, causing even further increased intestinal permeability, and more lipopolysaccharides get into the blood. In our clinics with the AskDrErnst networks, we use sensitivity panels. We run organic acid profiles to physically measure, is the gut leaking? How many bacterial peptides are present? It's not just a coincidence. It's a direct connection. When you seal and heal the gut, you can see significant restoration of insulin sensitivity. But if you ignore your gut, no amount of medication can reset your sugars. No amount of diet changes can reset your sugars. So we have to address the fact that a leaky gut is physically known and connected with type 2 diabetes. If you don't believe me, just go to Google, ask ChatGPT, open up Gemini, go there and just simply say leaky gut and diabetes and have your mind blown as you start reading article after article showing a leaky gut is connected with type 2 diabetes. So that is the surprising cause number 2. So I want you to let this one sink in. Your gut isn't just about digestion. Your intestines physically regulate your blood sugar. They regulate your immune system and your metabolic function. If your gut is inflamed, you need to solve that in addition to the fact that your stress hormones could be out of balance, cortisol and insulin, and that's going to help you to get your blood sugars to come down over time. Again, if you're looking for more information, just simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. The Diabetes Heal Thyself ebook, yours free. Boom, we'll send it to you right now. And we have a masterclass coming up in 4 weeks, July 19th. I know it's 4 weeks from today, but guess what? This is the resource for you. If you're wanting to get your sugars under control, lose 20, 30, 40 pounds, get your diabetes off track, A1C down, see your fasting insulin levels reset. Join me as I show you how to do that with the functional testing and the steps that we're implementing today. The event is free. Just simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Okay, surprising cause number 3, environmental toxins and heavy metals. So I want to turn this now to what is, I think, more of a controversial topic. But it's critical because blood sugar regulation is directly connected to how many environmental toxins you've been exposed to. These are hidden chemicals, heavy metals, industrial byproducts, things that we're exposed to on an every single day basis between the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and yes, what you put on your body, your deodorants and makeups and colognes and things to this effect. Most of these are unregulated, very few are tested, and almost all of them disrupt your endocrine system to some effect. There's an entire class of chemicals known as endocrine disrupting compounds, what is known as EDCs. These are well-known products and toxins that directly interfere with insulin and hormones and the ability for you to regulate blood sugars. Everything from bisphenol A and pesticides like glyphosate, found on a lot of non-organic food products and even, unfortunately, organic food products due to contamination. Flame retardants, mercury, arsenic, cadmium, lead, heavy metals. These toxins interfere with hormones and they damage mitochondrial function. And listen to this, they increase oxidative stress, which can cause leaky gut and push cortisol levels up. So they're tied directly to insulin resistance and diabetes. I want you to listen to this. A landmark study in the Environmental Health Perspectives Journal found that individuals with high levels of phthalates in their blood had double the risk of developing diabetes. Another study in the journal Lancet estimated that environmental chemicals are responsible for 25% of all diabetic diagnoses. Guys, this isn't sugar. It's not even genetics. It's exposure to toxins, things that we've been warned about, but most of us are rarely ever looking at. And here's how this works functionally. Many of these chemicals mimic things like estrogen or thyroid hormones. They interfere with signaling. The overload to the liver, the impaired mitochondrial functions, they create a low-grade inflammatory cascade. Over time, think of it as like this perfect storm. The receptors that are supposed to receive the hormones, insulin, for example, get blocked or blunted with these toxins and heavy metals, thus leading to the fact that insulin then cannot land in the receptor and cannot do its job, so sugar starts to elevate. And the scariest part of this is these chemicals are everywhere. We can actually look for them within your body today. There are hair tests that look for heavy metals. There are urine tests that can assess how you can actually excrete toxins from phase 1, phase 2 detox. We even have exams where we can look and find out if you have high levels of arsenic or aluminum or lead. And the neat thing is, once you know what these toxins are, now you can apply direct detoxificational components to pull them and remove them from your body, which we'll discuss about in segment 2. Once you clear toxins, often what happens is insulin levels start to drop, blood sugar levels start to drop, and the body becomes harmonized by itself. So here's, again, another wake-up call. You can't reset your blood sugars if your environment on the inside is toxic. If you ignore the chemical burdens of your body and what it's carrying, you will not be able to naturally reverse type 2 diabetes. Detoxification today is not something that's just optional or like it's a good idea. It is absolutely essential. And that's why we're going to give you some tips to detoxing your body properly in segment 2. Okay, surprising cause number 4. How your sleep and your circadian rhythm are directly connected to your blood sugars. I laugh at it because a lot of us don't think that our sleep really has much to do with our blood sugars. But if we illuminate a very powerful overlooked aspect of blood sugars, it is sleep. You might not think about how much you slept last night and how it has to do with your blood sugar, but sleep is literally a metabolic reset button. When you short circuit your resets at night, staying up late, waking up multiple times throughout the night, not getting enough oxygen when you sleep properly, you're sabotaging your body's ability to regulate insulin, burn fat, and stabilize blood sugars. So here's the physiology behind it. Here's how this works. When you sleep, particularly during stage 3 and 4, which is the non-REM sleep states, your body performs essential tasks like detoxifying your brain, balancing your hormones, and even regulating insulin sensitivity. This is when you shift between light and deep sleep. If you miss these stages or you don't spend enough time in them, your body increases cortisol, it decreases human growth hormone, and it upregulates ghrelin, which is your hunger response. So often what happens is you wake up feeling super hungry, you eat way more than you need to, you store excess glucose, and your cells start to become resistant to insulin. There was a study done in the Annals of Internal Medicine that found that just 4 nights of disrupted sleep led to an increase in diabetes as much as 30%. If you don't sleep, you don't heal. If you want to get your blood sugars under control, we have to start addressing how you're sleeping, which we'll do again when we come back from this next commercial break. Okay, surprising cause number 5. This is a big one because not that many people talk about it. Mitochondrial dysfunction and the collapse of your body's cellular energy. This is a big one because most of us are walking around in a state of classic fatigue. I want you to think of your mitochondria as like engines. Okay, in a healthy engine, fuel is burned efficiently. But in a failing engine, the same fuel is burned, but there's a lot of smoke and gunk and waste. So when your mitochondria can't handle burning sugars effectively, your body starts to pump out a lot of oxidative stress. And then you need more insulin to maintain the same levels of blood sugars. Over time, this leads to what's called beta cell burnout, or what's known as insulin resistance, and a collapse of your mitochondria. One of the biggest culprits behind this, again, is the environmental toxins, the lack of sleep, and the chronic stress. So each of the other 4 root causes leads us to now have this mitochondrial challenge. Mitochondrial breakdown is linked to what's called metabolic inflexibility, or the inability for you to switch between burning sugar and burning fat for energy. So remember, in healthy individuals, they can bounce back and forth. Burn fat if I need to, burn sugar if I need to, burn fat if I need to, burn sugar if I need to. But if your mitochondria are stuck, then you can only burn sugar, which forces your body into constant sugar dependence. And as you probably guessed it, that is the foundation of type 2 diabetes because we're constantly having to increase our carbohydrate consumption. In 2008, a study was published in the journal Nature Medicine found that mitochondrial content and efficiency was significantly reduced in type 2 diabetics, even before the diagnosis came. So you can find out if you're teetering towards prediabetes by stress testing the mitochondria. And it's very simple to do. We use a urine test. It shows us the citric acid cycle and the metabolic energies of the mitochondria. And you can actually work on reprogramming it once we know which portions of it are out of balance. Unless you address your body at the cellular level for energy, you will not be able to bounce back from bringing A1C and sugars down. So there you have it, guys. We just covered the 5 most important functional root causes of type 2 diabetes. And remember, they have absolutely nothing to do with genetics and diet. So now I know what you might be thinking, like, oh, it's so overwhelming. Like you threw it all at me so fast and I don't know what to do. Well, guess what? Text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. The ebook breaks it down and gives you action steps. The masterclass on July 19th, action steps. My goal with this isn't just to educate you, but it's to empower you with the steps you need to heal yourself. First step is we have to know the functional causes. Second step, find out which ones you have. Work with some of the physicians in the Ask Dr. Ernst group. Get connected with us, AskDrErnst.com. Let us connect with you. There's free consultations, there's information, and we can help you to come up with a protocol that is built specific and directly to you, and your body can start to heal. So as we come back, right, which of these 5 root causes do you think might be affecting you the most? Is it stress? Is it a leaky gut? Is it toxins? Is it, breakdowns in your sleep cycles? And so it could be one of them or all 5. But as we come back, after these commercials are finished, I'm going to show you how to take each of those, use some functional strategies, repair them so your body can heal by itself. Stay tuned because when we come back, exactly how to fix all 5 hidden causes so your sugars can reset quickly. And take a moment right now to simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. The Diabetes Heal Thyself ebook is yours free. The masterclass is yours free. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
To bring you the best natural wine the world has to offer, we've designed a fully curated membership program. Every selection you receive is different and unique. Every wine is picked by our wine team, lab tested for purity, and curated into a special box for your enjoyment. So how does the membership work? We offer two main options: a half case of 6 bottles or a full case of 12. You can request all reds, all whites, or a perfect split of both. Then you can set the frequency, monthly or every other month. We offer a similar simple membership for rosé and sparkling wines. After you choose these basic options, we'll do the rest. With every box we send you, we aim to present the greatest diversity of flavors, textures, and profiles. There is a healthy mix of the classics, but also rare varietals. We do this because natural wines taste different from their commercial counterparts. We want to share the best possible experience with you so you can discover new wines you love. And you can always reorder a wine that took your heart, or ask us to avoid certain profiles. The best part is, you don't need any wine knowledge to fully enjoy these boxes. We curate our selections to be enjoyed without worry. Ultimately, this is Dry Farm Wines. We are so grateful to be able to share the power of natural wines with you.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Cellular Sleep Recovery. Our Cellular Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Cellular technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Cellular infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Cellular. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Cellular has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Cellular Sleep Recovery products today. Cellular. Recycle your body's energy.
What if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1. We search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2. We test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3. We nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome back. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Yes, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems. I'm your host today, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and if you're just tuning in, we are diving deep into the hidden, functional, surprising causes of diabetes. These are ones that go far beyond just diet and genetics. In the first half of this show, we exposed the truth behind 5 silent sabotagers of your metabolism, thus creators of diabetes: chronic stress, gut dysbiosis, toxic overload, poor sleep, and mitochondrial dysfunction. If you missed it, be sure that you download the replay, go to Apple iTunes, check out Spotify. We stream this show everywhere. And because I want to go now into the real science behind why this is driving your blood sugar in the high levels of dysfunction people have with diabetes in today's world and society, we're going to now go into deep patterns of reset. It's time to shift from just revelation of the ideas to now a true restoration. We're going to go now from just learning about it to actual action steps, because knowing the cause, as you know, is only half the battle. The real power now comes behind what do you do about it? And that's what we're going to spend this second half of our segment on today. Functional, actionable, natural solutions for each of these 5 surprising causes so that you can start to see your blood sugars drop drastically. And let me say this off as we begin. Okay, number 1, you are not diabetic. I know you might be saying, but I've been told to have diabetes. Okay, but don't claim it as a component of who you are. You are not broken. You are divinely created. You have a power inside of you that's greater than any pill, potion, lotion, cream, etc. Your body technically wants to heal by itself. It's fearfully and wonderfully created. It is designed to heal. When you remove interference, your body can restore function. It can do exactly what it was designed to do. It's the premise behind functional medicine, holistic healing, and it's a message that I want every single person listening to today. Your diagnosis doesn't define you. Be very careful. A lot of people use a powerful I am statement, but they attach the I am to the disease. I am a diabetic. Well, be very careful. We have power behind our voice. If we make affirmational statements, we could potentially invite that same thing into our life. So what we want to do is say, I am healthy, I am not broken, I am healing, I am vibrant. And I know it's tough because you might not feel like that. But the promise is that if you do this properly and you remove the functional causes and the interferences, again, your body is designed to heal by itself. Healing isn't only just possible, it is a probable outcome when you follow the right plan. So what we're going to do is walk through not just quick fixes, not just Band-Aids or things that are going to try to cover it up, time-tested, science-based methods to help you reverse these root dysfunctions so that your digestive system, your detox pathways, your sleep, your energy systems become restored and renewed. That's what I use with our patients on a daily basis. We've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people become non-diabetic using natural techniques. And again, if you're going, well, what are the steps and how do I do them? They're all in the Diabetes Heal Thyself ebook, which you can grab right now for free by texting the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Not only does it have the techniques on how to get tested, but it has the steps that are necessary for you to begin to heal yourself. Each of the solutions that we're going to talk about today is going to address the 5 causes that we discussed earlier. And remember, we don't just have to implement them. We need to understand the oversight. Take it one step at a time. Key to this is consistency. If you even apply just one of the principles, you'll see an improvement in your health. But if we start to do all 5 of them because they're interconnected, stress responses leads to elevations in cortisol. Cortisol responses leads to elevations in insulin and sugar, which leads to sleep disturbances, which leads to mitochondrial breakdown, which leads to toxicities. So to get started, let's begin with the first root cause that we discussed. Okay, chronic stress and cortisol imbalance. How do we actually overcome this naturally? To reverse cortisol-driven insulin resistance, you have to regulate your stress response by resetting what is called your HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. This is a system that controls the release of cortisol and adrenaline in your body. One of the most effective ways to do this is to start with what's known as basic breath work, prayer, and meditation. If you just spend 5 to 10 minutes a day focusing on your breathing, I know this might sound strange, but doing what's called box breathing, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds, a pattern of what we call sort of like box breathing again. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold. Diaphragmatic breathing, where you're forcing air to continuously enter your lungs, pulling in as much oxygen as you can, holding it, and then exhaling it out. Studies have shown that 5 to 10 minutes of this just done daily can help to lower cortisol and adrenaline, which helps to control your insulin response. The second strategy behind helping to fix your cortisol issues is to start to introduce daily the use of adaptogenic herbs. These are natural plant compounds that help to balance stress response. Some of the most famous: ashwagandha, rhodiola, holy basil. These are all powerful tools that help to normalize cortisol output, reduce anxiety, and enhance mental clarity. A lot of times you'll find them in adrenal supports. We have a product called Glandular Pro, which we've formulated and used. It's an amazing way to help get these herbs in your body, and clinical studies have shown they lower serum cortisol, improve insulin sensitivity, and I would say they make them an essential component to anybody who's dealing with blood sugar issues. See, a lot of people run out and they take, cinnamon extracts, or they use chromium and vanadium, minerals. Great, but we want to start addressing again the cortisol response. Here's something that works really well too. It's easy to do, especially now that we're starting to have more sunlight throughout the day. Exposing your eyes to natural sunlight. So not wearing sunglasses, just going outside and letting the sunlight get into your visual fields. Exposes your eyes to natural sunlight. If you do this within the first 30 minutes of waking up, the signal that is sent to your brain releases serotonin, helps you to feel good, and suppresses melatonin, because of course we're awake, and it helps to reset what's known as the natural rise and fall patterns of cortisol. It helps to get your rhythm back into realignment. You can even get what are called sun lamps, where you just simply at home, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you turn on a full spectrum bulb and you look at the light. It helps to, again, stimulate the release of serotonin and suppress melatonin. Another thing I would suggest that all of us do is we implement some digital detoxing. So stepping away from our electronic devices that are constantly sending us a barrage of bad news and Facebook feeds and Instagram feeds and TikTok feeds where we're always trying to compare ourselves to other people. Turn off the notifications that are constantly dinging your phone. Say no to unnecessary commitments. We can think of it as like building emotional boundaries. The use of journaling has been physically shown to help us get through the challenges we have of our day, and it helps to make your cortisol levels start to go down over time. I know it might sound strange, but sometimes just writing out what you're feeling and thinking about helps to pull it out of your mind, get it onto a sheet of paper, and it can de-stress your body. Remember, stress isn't just about what's happening to you, it's about what your body's holding on to. And a lot of times, many of us hold on to grudges and things from the past. Maybe we need to start talking to a counselor or a friend or a loved one just about what we're dealing with and going through on a daily basis. You might even consider going deeper and getting some lab testing done. We use a urine panel that actually measures your HPA axis. It's from a lab called Physician's Lab. It's exceptional because we can find in the morning, afternoon, evening, late evening, what physical levels of cortisol do you have in your body. By integrating some of these natural drug-free strategies, you can start to see cortisol levels change drastically. When you calm your nervous system down, your metabolic system follows. So we're not just talking about stress reduction, we're talking about resetting your metabolism. Okay, number 2, we talked about leaky gut. So I'm going to give you what are known as the 5R approach to repairing a leaky gut. Real simple: remove, replace, reinoculate, repair, and rebalance. The first step is we have to remove all the inflammatory foods that cause gut leak in the first place. We've already talked about these in multiple shows. Gluten, dairy, processed sugars, industrial seed oils, canola, vegetable, etc. These foods damage the gut lining and are known to promote leaky gut, which sets the stage for systemic inflammation that leads to blood sugar imbalance. Number 2 is replace. So we took the foods out, but now we have to start adding in digestive enzymes, hydrochloric acid, even bile. Starting to take a digestive enzyme will help to replace what your digestive system is missing, and it helps you to break your foods down when you start eating again. The third is reinoculate. Yes, the microbiome is full of bacteria. This is why we need to not just focus on using probiotics, but also prebiotics and making sure that we're eating foods that are fermented, kimchis and sauerkrauts, and drinking healthy kombuchas so that we can get the correct amounts of bacteria in the intestines. Here's the unique thing. Lactobacillus and bifidobacterium probiotics are actually shown to naturally increase GLP-1 production. Did you hear that? The same hormone that so many of us are injecting at several hundreds of dollars per week. But you can actually make your body produce it by itself. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and even coconut kefirs with digestive enzymes can help your body to produce that peptide on its own. Fourth, we need to repair the lining. So we have to actually seal the gut. There are certain nutrients that do this. I love glutamine, zinc carnosine, collagen peptides. These all help to seal your intestine and reduce the permeability, which stops the leak. Therefore, we reduce the antibody reactions. These nutrients can help to soothe inflammation in your gut as well, and that's essential for stabilizing blood sugars. Fifth, for repairing a leaky gut, is we need to rebalance. This is the longer-term strategy: managing your stress, working on regular exercise, getting good quality sleep. All of these will help to influence your microbiome. The gut-brain axis and your gut metabolism, so like brain to gut connection, is known. When you heal your gut and you reduce your inflammation and you improve insulin sensitivity, you watch as A1C starts to drop, blood sugars start to come down because you're addressing it from a digestive perspective. Okay, number 3, detox the human body. Absolutely essential, crucial. We could do an entire show on this. But remember, detoxing the environment is we need to make sure that we pull from 3 different pathways. You need to activate your liver. There's phase 1 and phase 2 detox. You can test for this. You can use urine panels to find out the efficiency of it. There's certain nutrients that you need to help enhance both phase 1 and phase 2. I'll give them to you in a moment. Then we need to get the kidneys to start draining properly. And we need to make sure the colon is safely eliminating toxins. The first step is to turn on the phase 1, phase 2 detox process within your liver. These nutrients, milk thistle, N-acetylcysteine, alpha-lipoic acid, these are all phenomenal supports to help get your liver up-regulated so it can start to detox. They help your liver to conjugate, meaning bind to and eliminate toxins. The next is we need to make sure that we're working on getting the bowels to constantly keep moving. Sluggish colons, if you're constipated, if you're not eliminating properly, of course, will reabsorb toxins. Make sure you're having at least at the minimum once, preferably twice, regular bowel movements. Some things that can help with this: magnesium, specifically magnesium citrate or magnesium oxide. I like psyllium husk. It's a great sort of fiber that helps to bind and get the bowel moving. Stay hydrated. One of the biggest challenges behind constipation for most people is we don't drink enough water in the first place. And when you do water, make sure you're putting a little bit of lemon juice and even some small amounts of Himalayan salt to get the minerals so they get absorbed and they help to flush the colon out. Not only do you want to aim for half your body weight in ounces, but if you're constipated, I'd shoot for 3/4 of your body weight to hydrate the bowels and get them moving. We can also use what are called binding agents. These are specific nutrients, if you will, that grab toxins and pull them from the body. Some of the most famous: activated charcoal, bentonite clay, the spirulina and chlorella microgreen algae, even fulvic acids. These are all amazing binders. Make sure you take binders at night before you go to sleep, away from food and away from medications. because they grab onto toxins and they safely escort them out through the gut. And of course, another way to help us detox is to just simply get moving, increase your body's efficiency at sweating. You can either do it physically with workouts, or you can start to incorporate infrared saunas or steam saunas or anything that helps you to get to start sweating. Sweating is one of the most effective ways to remove fat-soluble toxins like bisphenol A, phthalates, and even heavy metals. If you can shoot for at least 3 times a week, 15 minutes of either moderate to high-level exercise that causes you to sweat or using infrared saunas to pull the sweat, it'll help you to detox. Make sure you're also using electrolyte powders and trace minerals to help replenish what you're pulling as you're sweating. You can use functional medicine to even identify specific toxins. We use a hair test from doctors' data that shows us mercury, aluminum, lead, arsenic, all the heavy metals. We can use urine panels from physicians' labs. We can send them off and actually find out, is phase 1 and phase 2 detox working? The benefit of getting tested is it allows you to have a custom, specific, targeted detox program to you. So the bottom line is, remember, you can't heal diabetes if you're toxic. And again, detoxing isn't just a luxury. It's not something you should do once or twice a year. In my opinion, it's a daily requirement. When you remove toxic interferences, insulin receptors begin to open and they become more responsive, more sensitive. Inflammation can start to drop, blood sugars start to stabilize, and that's the power of detoxification for helping your body to bounce back from diabetes. Okay, number 4, sleep and resetting the circadian rhythm. To restore sleep, we need to start working on what's called sleep hygiene. So I want you to think of it as like, do you actually prepare yourself, or do you just go, I'm going to get in bed and hope to God I fall asleep? Too many of us are not actually going through a sleep routine to get ready to go to sleep at night. So number 1, it means we have to pick a specific time that we set every single night, and we go to bed at the same time and we wake up at the same time, even on the weekends, which I know this is where most people just destroy it. You know, we work Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends we go, thank God I can sleep in for 2 hours. But you really need to make sure you set a rhythmic sleep and wake pattern. And it needs to be the same every single day. That's step number 1 to resetting your circadian cycle. Number 2, today's technology, all the screens and all the blue lights and all the stuff that's being thrown at our eyes, especially before we go to sleep. I know this is tough, but I would like to recommend an hour and a half before your targeted sleep time, shut off all the electronics. In fact, it'd be even better if you can shut off your lights. If you need to illuminate your house, salt lamps, anything with an orangish or a reddish kind of tint of color. I've even done some experiments where you can put colored lights around your house and actually turn on the orange to red spectrum if they're multicolored lights. And I'm telling you, what you're going to find out is as soon as the sun goes down, and if the only light in your house is salt lamps or red or orange light bulbs, you're going to find that you get sleepy really quick. Blue light from our TVs and our devices and all of our electronics physically suppresses melatonin production. You need melatonin to initiate a sleep cycle and help prevent insulin regulations. Consider using things like blue light blockers throughout the day to even help to decrease the amount of light that comes in. Okay, number 3, we need to make sure that we're engaging the environment to prepare for sleep. The darker the environment, the quieter obviously, and the colder the better. Did you know that the ideal room temperature for sleep is between 65 and 68 degrees? So the colder it is in the room, the easier it is for you to fall asleep, mostly because a lot of us like to pile up under blankets, and it helps us to just be soothed as we begin our sleep. You can use blackout curtains to block your light. You can even use a sleep mask. Remove all the electronics, including your phones and your tablets and your TVs. Try to get the EMF exposures down as much as you can. And if you need help, magnesium glycinate and even taurine, a natural amino acid, can help you to physically start falling asleep. Grounding is another great method. If you get a grounding sheet or a grounding mat for your bed, you'll often find that as you ground, your body is discharging positive ions that have been built up all throughout the day, and it helps to align your body's electrical frequency with the Earth's electrical frequency. And I'm telling you, studies have shown HRV improvement, cortisol reduction, better sleep when you use grounding sheets. So there we go on how we can reset our sleep. Now I've got about 6 minutes to tell you about how do we reset mitochondrial health. So I'm going to really tell you, you need to download the Diabetes Heal Thyself ebook. It's all in here. Even some of the herbs that we've talked about on things you can do to lower your blood sugars. Simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094, and it's yours right now, along with the masterclass coming up on July 19th. Resetting mitochondrial health. You have to do all the other 4 steps first, because your mitochondrial health is a reflection of your cortisol, your sleep, your microbiome, etc. So if we reduce our toxic burden and we get our sleep cycles back, now we can start to begin nourishing our mitochondria. The easiest way to start doing this is to focus with the nutrients that our mitochondria need directly. CoQ10, carnitine, alpha lipoic acid, and magnesium malate, all very essential, easy to remember for magnesium because there's so many magnesiums. M for mitochondria, malate, M, malate, mitochondria, magnesium malate. These compounds stimulate and support the electron transport chain, which is how the body actually produces ATP energy. So if you're deficient in CoQ10, carnitine, alpha lipoic acid, or even magnesium malate, you can't push energy through your mitochondria. The next thing is intermittent fasting has been shown scientifically to stimulate your mitochondria. We talk about it every single show. Skip your breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner. The science behind it is profound. It triggers the activations of AMP kinase and even sirtuins, which are enzymes that help your body to burn fat for energy and rebuild your mitochondria. Fasting also helps to reduce insulin and inflammation, which creates a better environment for the response of insulin to become more sensitive. You can incorporate things like high-intensity interval training. Not only does this help you to sweat more and get your toxins out, but short bursts of intense exercise followed by rest have been shown to, again, improve mitochondrial function and even do better for cardiovascular health. It just takes 10 to 15 minutes, 3 times a week, and you can have a profound difference in the ability for your mitochondria to produce energy. Another one is that your mitochondria love red light. It's a great way to stimulate the mitochondria. So infrared lights, red light beds, even photomodulation mats that you can sleep on, reduce inflammation, accelerate repair, and they're easy to be done at home. You can get red light, bulbs and masks and things like that. Remember, your cells want to produce energy. They just need to have the interference removed. If you give them the raw materials that they need and you optimize your body, your mitochondria will kick in, your detox pathways turn on, your sleep cycles can reset, and the best part of it is your balance comes back with your hormones. Cortisol drops, insulin drops, and your body heals by itself. So there you have it, the 5 functional root causes of type 2 diabetes, and now you know you're not just powerless. You were destined for a life of greatness, not prescriptions and complications. You can heal when you identify the true source. And I know we've covered a lot today. Cortisol, stress response, leaky gut is so much, but download the Diabetes Heal Thyself ebook. Simply text the word diabetes plus your name and email to 704-906-2094 and join me. Register now for the July 19th masterclass. If you want to go deeper or need help customizing protocols, that masterclass will show you specifically what you can do to bring your A1C back into normal. And I'm talking like not just 6 or less, but 5, 5.5, back into the normal zone, non-diagnostic. You can see your blood sugars drop. We even had some patients this week who are already doing our diabetic protocols, fasting sugars from 200 down into 100 in as little as a couple weeks. The functional medicine is not just about managing disease. It's about restoring function, not masking symptoms, but resolving the underlying root causes. Not just surviving with chronic illnesses, but thriving to allow our body to be vibrant and healing. Hey, until next time, remember, health is your greatest wealth. You may be blessed, empowered, and inspired to take charge of your health because you are the greatest doctor of them all when you understand your root cause and you remove it. Thanks for tuning in today. As we go for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to break down every single component of type 2 diabetes, how you can restore A1C, blood sugars, etc. We started today with the foundational 5 root causes. We're going to go deeper into mindset, thinking, food, supplements, over the next couple weeks as we lead up to the masterclass. So if you know anyone with diabetes that's hoping to break free from them, have them tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. News Talk 1110 WBT, streaming on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'll see you guys next week. Be blessed. Until then, bye-bye.